A man is facing assault charges after police say he stabbed another man during a wedding in Raymond. It happened on Saturday night at Kingsley Campground. Cumberland County Sheriff's deputies say Andrew Manderson stabbed Donald Housing in the chest during the wedding reception there. Officials say it appeared to be unprovoked. Housing was taken to Maine Medical Center. He is expected to be okay. Manderson was taken to the Cumberland County Jail.
Police say they believe a driver may have been drinking and driving when they crashed in Brunswick. It happened early yesterday morning. Investigators say the car was going southbound on Route 1 when it went off the road, hit the cable barrier, and rolled over. 2 people were thrown from the car. All 3 occupants in the car were hospitalized.
Investigators are trying to figure out what caused a fire at a restaurant in Sebago. It happened yesterday morning at Sportsman's Kitchen and Keg. Sebago fire officials say the fire started in a shed behind the restaurant. It spread into the woods, but we're told crews were able to contain it before it could burn down the main building. There was only external damage to the restaurant itself. Community members in Acton came together over the weekend to remember the life of a beloved first responder, Jim Bond, who died on Christmas Day last year.
They were also able to carry on Bond's legacy of giving by raising donations for those impacted by the Robbins lumber explosion in Searsmont. Drew Peters has that story.
He meant everything. We were together almost 25 years.
There are few words that Nancy Gannon Bond says could describe her husband, Jim.
He was a larger-than-life presence.
A presence there when you needed a laugh.
We had a blast.
Or when your life was on the line.
The call come off in the middle of the night, 3 in the morning. My husband would get up and go to places unknown, and he'd be the first one on scene going to the fire.
Hundreds of calls that Jim would answer during his 41 years as an Acton volunteer firefighter.
Jimmy was the guy you would follow into a burning building.
For 21 of those years, Mike Conway was right by Jim's side.
He had the ability to just see the world through other people's eyes. And if they were hurting, he wanted to be able to get in there and help them.
A legacy of service his loved ones are hoping to carry on after his battle with cancer.
When my husband passed away on Christmas Day, my house was full of volunteers. And I am so blessed to be able to help with this and give back.
A memorial honoring Jim and giving back to fellow first responders who answered the call to the deadly fire and explosion at Robbins Lumber in Searsmont.
They lost that young volunteer firefighter, and there are several people still suffering in hospitals with severe burns. That this is exactly what Jimmy would have wanted. Friends
and family piling in more than $5,000 in donations and sharing a toast at Jim's favorite bar.
A great friend and an incredible fireman.
Just like he would have wanted.
If this happened to be somebody else, Jim would have been the first guy here. You know, it was a giver.
A giver to his community and his family.
It makes me feel like I'm doing something to help Jimmy and live on with what he would want to do.
In Acton, Drew Peters, News Center, Maine.
And today, people will continue to honor the life of Andrew Cross at the Town of Searsmont Memorial Day Parade. Cross was a volunteer firefighter from Morrill who died in a line of duty during the fire at Robbins Lumber. Town officials say they decided to still have the parade after an outpouring of support and requests from the community. Unlike previous years, there will be no distribution of candy or promotional merchandise. Officials say they expect a bigger turnout than past years, so they advise people to plan for heavier traffic. The parade will start at 9 this morning.